rap news and street politics, the best hood channel on YouTube. Now, y'all know it's a new year in the city, and it's a lot of people that didn't make it to see 2025. But most recently, man, it's been some notable homicides in the city, man, that happened on Christmas Day. 2 men in 2 different parts of the city, 2 different hoods in the city, was killed on Christmas evening, man. And you know we got to jump right into it. So the first murder we gonna touch on, man, happened all the way in the Valley in Panorama City. And y'all stay locked in. We coming with that 818 real soon. The whole 818 though, from San Fernando Valley, Pacoima, Canoga Park, we finna hit y'all with it. But on Cedros and Parthenia, the 8700 block of Cedros, a man was killed over here on Christmas night. Now the key thing is when people get killed on Christmas and these holidays, you know, the main thing that we see usually is some beef between some family members. You know what I'm saying? Some people that got into an argument, kicking it with their family, and it just jumped off and shit just happened to go left. But you know, in LA, even the Valley, man, it's not all what it seems, man, especially on these holidays. This area right here, man, is gonna be controlled by one of the biggest hoods in the Valley. Blythe Street 13, man.
Nefarious Big West with war so simple, but yeah, peace is so damn complex. May God bless and uplift them oppressed. Panorama City bees up fucking projects.
Now, a lot of y'all may know the history of Blythe Street. Now, like I said, stay tuned to that 818 video. We're going to speak heavily on Blythe Street. But this is a very large Hispanic gang in Panorama City. These dudes been known to beef it with themselves and a lot of their enemies around them. But in this section where this homicide happened, is Blythe Street, and another active hood that's around here is going to be Langdon Street as well. And there are some lesser active hoods around here that's also going to be beefing with Blythe Street as well as Langdon Street, like Liggett Street Bloods. Now, Liggett Street is going to be more popping right now in Lancaster, Palmdale, but the original section is right here next to Blythe Street. Columbus Street 13 and Vincent Town, to that said, is also going to be right here as well, man. But the 2 hoods that's really popping in this section is going to be Blythe Street and Langdon Street. Now, we got to say rest in peace to Samuel Ramirez. That was the young man that was killed over here. It was reported that neighbors heard an argument outside, and then shortly after, 15 to 20 shots was let off, and a red car was seen speeding off the scene. And, you know, this is why we got to make the gang implications with this situation. You know, family is here with Samuel. I think his sister-in-law, his kids was there. And if it was a family situation, it's more likely than not that the family he was with would have known the shooter as well. Now, I'm not saying they didn't, but clearly the shooter wasn't functioning with them. It was said Ramirez went outside to take a smoke break, and it seemed like some dudes pulled up on him, probably banged on him, and they got into it from there. And things just escalated and boiled over to Ramirez laying on the ground, as you can see. This is why we got to talk about the side of town that things happen on. Now, we can't say if it's gang related. We know sometimes a lot of the family likes to say, you know, he wasn't a gang member, this and that, or he changed his life around, whatever. But, you know, sometimes we never really know what these people be into it with. These dudes could have pulled up and banged on him, and he could have banged back, and that's what it was. So we can't say right now, but when you step outside and you solo in somebody's hood, it's not out of the blue or not out of the ordinary if these dudes never seen you around there before, even if they have, that they just decide to bang on you and get up on you, and things just turn left like they did. Now, this is off Parthenia between Rayan and Parthenia. Now, Rayan and Langdon is going to be an active block for Langdon Street. It's only a few blocks east of this section right here. And like I said, these dudes going to be beefing with Blythe Street. Now, Blythe Street got some extensive territory over here. Dudes on Chase, on Willis, all the way down to Blythe. And you're going to see them on Cedros all the way down to Roscoe, man. These dudes is going to be all around this section. So it's not out of the ordinary to say that this could be a beef that this young man stepped into between Langdon Street and Blythe Street. Like I said, Liggett Street, Columbus Street, and Vincent Town are going to be some lesser active hoods over there. Not saying that they not outside, but Langdon Street and Blythe Street is really going at it, and they cracking, man. So it's sad to say somebody lost their life in a territory that's warring right now. But again, y'all stay tuned. We're going to cover all this beef in that 818 video that we dropping, man. Now, the next homicide occurred just a few hours before this, man, in one of the deadliest spots in the city. You already know, B Street and Watts, it's a no-go zone, man. There's so many times that we've talked about this street in this area as being a hot spot, man. And the murders do not stop in this area. This time it was on 95th and Beach. Now, like I said, touching on Beach Street is a dangerous street in the city, passing through hoods like Florencia, Morgantown, Nine Deuce Bishops, Elm Street Watts, Beachtown Mafia, and Grape Street. This specific homicide happened on 95th and Beach in Beachtown Mafia hood. Some people may still call it Grape Street hood. I can't say. This the area that Beachtown Mafia historically controlled, so we just gonna say it's in Beachtown Mafia hood. But it's not far from Firestone and Beach, where the city just be going up right here between Morgantown and Florencia, as well as Elm Street, man. But this was yet another Hispanic man. We don't have the full identity of this man, but it was a Hispanic male that, again, was hanging out outside his house on Christmas evening, man. And somebody came up and did that to him as well, and they found him laying in the doorway of his crib. Now, so much shit be going on over here in Watts, we can't necessarily say if this was gang related either, but again, this is an area that's infested with all kind of different hoods. But you know, something I found interesting about this situation is, like I said, we got 2 murders on Christmas. One murder in Panorama City that, you know, people may not know exactly what kind of area that is. It's some nice spots around there. I'm sure some people that got some money stay around that area in Panorama City. They try to clean it up a little bit. They still got 2 very active hoods right over there where that murder occurred. But every news outlet was speaking on that murder in Panorama City. When it come to Watts, man, the gutter on B Street, tucked in the east side, nobody talking about this murder over here, man. I wonder why. It's no affluent people that live over here. Nobody with some real money over here by the projects. So these news outlets must feel like they don't need to talk about this homicide in Watts, man. But it's the same situation that happened on the same day, man. And with the same demographics, you know, 2 Hispanic males both killed. But that's just a crazy divide that we see in 2 different parts of the city. And Panorama City, like I said, is still cracking out there. But, you know, a lot of shit is done for the optics. But with that being said, off 95th across Graham, Southside Watts Trece is right here as well, along with Watts Barrio Great that's occupying this area. So with this being an Hispanic male, we got really about 3 or 4 Hispanic gangs that really patrol this area between Watts Barrio Great, Southside Watts, Elm Street Watts, and Morgantown Watts. And like I said, Florencia is a couple blocks up. And we know Florencia beef with every hood in Watts. So it would come as no surprise to me if this situation was gang related and had something to do with Florencia. But it's also Watts Barrio Great and Southside Watts that beefing in this area too. And Elm Street and Morgantown be beefing it too, man. So it's a lot going on in this section. So who can really say exactly what popped off right here on Beach Street, man? But we already know, man, it's been a crazy end of 2024. We seen Oakland go up with multiple murders on the same night. On New Year's, we seen that shit go down in Louisiana on Bourbon Street, man. So, you know, we got to keep telling y'all, man, stay safe in the streets and y'all stay tapped in with the channel, man.